Is the capitalist system, the economic model that has dominated most of the world for centuries, sustainable in the long run? This is a question that has been echoing in economic and environmental circles for decades. Let's take a step back and understand what we're talking about here. Capitalism is an economic system where private individuals or businesses own capital goods. It's a system that has its roots in the late Middle Ages in Europe and has since become the predominant economic model globally. The main pillars of capitalism are private property, market competition, and the pursuit of profit. These elements are designed to create a cycle where competition drives innovation, which in turn fuels growth. But as we examine the sustainability of this model, it's essential to look beyond the economic lens and consider the environmental and social implications as well. As we dive into the arguments for and against its sustainability, remember to keep an open mind. Let's begin with those who argue that capitalism is indeed sustainable. Advocates of capitalism paint a picture of a system that has been a powerful engine for innovation. They point out that competition, the very heart of capitalism, has spurred technological advancements and breakthroughs that have propelled societies forward. It's this unceasing march of progress that has dramatically increased living standards over the centuries. Furthermore, proponents argue that capitalism provides opportunities for economic growth. They underscore the concept of free markets, where supply and demand dictate the flow of resources, leading to efficient allocation and wealth creation. Historical data appears to back this up, with periods of capitalist-driven growth correlating with significant increases in a nation's GDP. Economic theories, too, lend weight to their argument. The invisible hand theory, for instance, suggests that individuals pursuing their own self-interest in a free market can result in societal benefit. So, capitalism has its merits. But what about the other side of the coin? Now let's turn to those who argue against the sustainability of capitalism. The critics of capitalism argue that it's a system inherently flawed, one that can lead to significant income inequality. They point to research showing that capitalism often concentrates wealth in the hands of a few, leaving many others with less. But it's not just about the distribution of wealth. Critics also contend that capitalism encourages unbridled consumption, leading to resource depletion. They warn that the relentless pursuit of growth may exhaust our planet's finite resources, putting future generations at risk. Moreover, they highlight the environmental degradation that can result from capitalism's relentless drive for profit. Case studies of deforestation, pollution, and biodiversity loss serve as stark reminders of the environmental costs of unchecked capitalism. So, while capitalism has undeniably brought about economic growth and prosperity, its critics question whether this can continue indefinitely without severe consequences. Clearly, the debate over capitalism's sustainability is far from straightforward. The sustainability of capitalism is not just a theoretical discussion, it's an urgent issue. The very fabric of our global society is woven with threads of capitalism, and as such, the challenges we face are intrinsically tied to it. Climate change, social inequality, these aren't abstract concepts, but stark realities that demand our attention and action. In the face of these challenges, capitalism itself may hold the key to transformation. Enter the concept of green capitalism. This approach marries economic growth with environmental responsibility. It's about harnessing the power of the market to drive innovation in sustainable technologies and practices, redefining wealth to include not just financial gain, but the health of our planet. Equally compelling is the idea of social capitalism. This model underscores the importance of social well-being in economic calculations. It advocates for businesses to invest in their communities, fostering social equity and inclusivity alongside profit-making. These adaptations of capitalism are not only possible, they're already happening around us. Companies are investing in renewable energy, implementing fair trade practices, and promoting social responsibility. Governments are introducing regulations that incentivize sustainable practices and penalize environmental harm. However, the pace of change needs to accelerate. The clock is ticking, and our planet's ecosystem teeters on a precipice. The question remains, can these adaptations be implemented in time to avoid a point of no return? So is the capitalist system sustainable? There's no easy answer. We've explored the proponents who argue for its adaptability and critics who point to inherent flaws. We've delved into the urgency of the issue, the potential tipping point in our ecosystem, and the contested solutions. This complex topic intertwines economics, ethics, and ecology. What we can affirm is that the debate, the sustainability of capitalism, is more relevant than ever, and it's a conversation we all need to be a part of. As the great visionary Oscar Olowski says it very clearly, it's time to squeeze your ass.